Hi, I'm Philip Joseph. I'm from Indosat Ooredoo. I look after customer experience and engagement, which covers a broad perspective of customer experience and, most importantly, the customer journey for a telecom in Indonesia. I think the biggest key takeaway I looked at was the evolution of the industry. We used to only talk about call center. Today we talk about CX already. I think interaction as well today has evolved. We used to talk about calls. Today we talk about digital channels, social channels, interactions, over interaction, and most importantly, I think today what we're speaking about very heavily is artificial intelligence. I think that's the biggest key takeaway from the sessions this year. I think the journey has to be easy. I always believe today it is very difficult to make something very simple. People go out all the way to make it very complicated. To make a journey simple and easy drives customer retention and usability. Then the other thing we look at is most importantly in how do we make it more memorable for the customer, because the customer is interacting with us on different touch points. Sometimes the service experience becomes rather than more of a connection to the interaction to resolve it, where we measure it through an FCR. I think what we forget to do is how do we create an experience much better to increase loyalty, stickiness, and drive retention as well. I think one of the biggest element that I find in the digital journey that is overlooked is the people. When we look at digital on a microscopic view, we forget about the skill set and the agility of the team, because at the end of the day, sometimes when you merge digital and people, we pay attention too much to the technology, but when the chatbot is not able to handle, because of the fallback rate, it's an agent that's to handle back a chatbot query, which actually was the first digital contact. So I think when we map our digital journey today, the people element and the support element of the people's agility in digital has to be taken into consideration. And I think it's one of the factors that we don't, because we are so heavily focused on technology and automation that we forget the people part of the business. I think one of the biggest thing is everything is going to be on the channel which you are socially connected. It's going to become a channel of norm for you to communicate with the brand. The brand is no longer going to be seen through a center that you can call the brand. The brand recall, the brand interaction is going to happen on whatever channel that you are able to actually have social connection with as well. And the other thing is a traditional contact, calls, email, will probably have no place anymore. So system integrators, vendors will have to start looking at social connecting networks to bring about visible change, because I think that's going to be the big thing in years to come. Yeah, exactly. Because when people are connecting socially, at the same time they're going to also connect with you if they had an inquiry. And if you're not there at the channel in which they're connecting socially, you're not going to be seen as a brand that they want to recall with in years to come.